Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start this lesson off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to all the brothers who are fervently preaching the word in sincerity and in faith. Shalom to the sincere Akwath, which are the sincere sisters, and shalom to the scattered Israelites who are amongst these heathen nations and look like these heathens. Now this lesson is going to be based on, this whole U.S.-Iran war that's been taking place. The U.S.-Israel-Iran war. Now this is basically just going to be an update. So through the Spirit, I'm going to read this article, get some precepts. The Lord's will you're edified. Trump says Iran will pay the price for taking too long to negotiate. His warning comes as the two sides exchanged strikes after the downing of a U.S. helicopter, testing efforts to end the war. And there won't be an end to the war. Things are only going to escalate and get continuously worse. Says President Donald Trump said Iran will pay the price for taking too long to negotiate a deal, without specifying further, making a sharp change in his tone. A source told CNN a Qatari delegation is meeting Iranian negotiators in Tehran in an effort to bridge remaining gaps in a potential agreement with the U.S. Iran said it launched retaliatory strikes on American bases in Jordan and Kuwait after the U.S. military said it struck Iran in response to the downing of an army helicopter. In Bahrain, video geolocated by CNN appears to show a flash of light from the vicinity of a U.S. base. Explosions were heard in 3 strategic locations around the Strait of Hormuz. Iran's state-run broadcaster Iran's state-run broadcaster reported the strikes hit 2 water reservoirs, cutting the area's water supply. Yep, so things are active again in the form of the U.S. and Iran launching attacks on each other. And this is why we said, and when I say we, I mean those of us of the hopeful elect, we knew that the negotiations and the peace talks were never going to last. And sure enough, this is what's happening. Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord Yahweh. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. Yeah, so, Trump and Netanyahu and whoever the leader of Iran is right now, all of their heart, meaning their mind, is controlled by the Lord. And instead of the Lord turning their mind towards wanting peace, he's turning their mind toward escalating war so that he can bring judgment upon these wicked people. Because we know that World War III is going to be a nuclear war, and a lot of people are going to die in this third world war. Proverbs 20:24. Man's goings are of the Lord Yahweh. How can a man then understand his own way? And so once again, this is the scriptures letting you know that basically there is no such thing as free will. There is no, you can do whatever you want. The Lord controls what you do. When you go to sleep at night, he seals your instructions in your mind as to what you're going to do the next day, where you're going to go, who you're going to talk to, what you're going to be doing. So when you wake up, everything that you do that day is controlled by the Lord. So for all the people that talk about how they do whatever they want, they're just ignorant and simple-minded. You were never in control. You were never doing what you wanted to do. You've always been and will always be doing what the Lord programs you to do. Luke 12:51. Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth? I tell you nay, but rather division. And that's why these peace talks don't work. That's why the Lord is constantly having these peace talks fall apart. Because the Lord does not want there to be peace. He wants there to be division. He wants there to be war. Exodus 15:3. The Lord Yahweh is a man of war. The Lord Yahweh is his name. And that's right, the Heavenly Father is a man of war. And that's why he's pushing things in the direction of war. Civil wars, race wars, and world war. Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Jumping down to verse 8. A time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. And we are clearly living in a time of war. The racial tension is increasing within all of these different countries. The Lord is putting that old school demonic spirit on Esau, and he's starting to let his devil horn show. He's starting to show just how much he hates people who don't look like him. People of color, whether they're darker of skin or lighter of skin. If you're not a so-called white person, Esau hates you. And the Lord is going to put the spirit on him to wage war against anybody that's not an Edomite. But the Lord is also going to put the spirit on everybody else to also wage war against Esau. So things are really about to hit the fan out here. And this is why all you sincere brothers and sisters, you got to stay prayed up. You got to stay circumspect. You got to continue to watch. Because the Lord is intensifying things out here. And you just never know when and where things are going to pop off. Because we are in that time where, at a moment's notice, all hell and chaos could break loose. And through the Spirit, myself and other brothers have been saying that this was going to be one of the most active and violent summers. And it looks like that's exactly what it's going to be. Which is no surprise considering that we are in the last days. And we are also living in the days of vengeance. And all of these simple-minded, ignorant people who are out here just wanting to party all the time, they have no idea what's about to happen. So when the chaos comes and when the violence really starts popping off and these people get caught in the mix, that's just judgment from the Lord being brought upon them because they weren't being circumspect. They weren't being vigilant. They weren't watching. So even though, the sky may be blue and the sun is out and it's nice weather, that doesn't mean that you can get comfortable. Now is definitely not the time to be comfortable. Now is the time to be more aware of your surroundings and what's going on in the world. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up here. In closing, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakudash. The Wadi Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai have put in the spirit on me to do this lesson. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to our brothers who are firmly preaching the word in sincerity and in faith. Shalom to the sincere Akwath, and shalom to the scattered Israelites who are amongst these heathen nations and look like these heathens. Hope you all stay strong, stay safe, stay fervent, stay circumspect, stay prayed up, and Adawan Ratazah. Till next time, Shalom.